Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is the lecture number 8 of physics for class 9th. We are studying chapter number 2 of physics kinematics. First of all, let's have a recap of lecture number 7. In the previous lecture, we discussed about the terms associated with motion, which were speed, uniform speed, velocity, uniform velocity, and acceleration. We also discussed the difference between distance and displacement and speed and velocity. Also, we studied about uniform acceleration and the most important physical analysis of motion. In this lecture, again, we will be discussing about the motion of the objects but with the help of graphs. It is useful to represent the motion of objects using graphs. The terms distance and displacement are used interchangeably when the motion is in the straight line, means both will be considered to be the same. Similarly, if the motion is in the straight line, then speed and velocity are also used interchangeably. In a distance time graph, the time is taken along horizontal axis or x-axis, while vertical axis shows the distance covered by the object. In the graph shown in the figure, the distance moved by the object with the time is 0. That is, the object is at rest. Thus, a horizontal line parallel to time axis on the distance time graph shows that the speed of the object is 0. As you can see in the graph, that with the passage of time, the body is covering no distance, so we can say that body is at rest. As the body is at rest and not covering any distance, shows that its speed is 0. In this figure, you can see an apple which is at rest, means that it is also not covering any distance and having 0 speed. Now again we will discuss about the distance time graph, but this time for the object moving with a constant speed. The speed of an object is said to be constant if it covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. The distance time graph is shown in the figure is the straight line. Its slope gives the speed of the object. Consider 2 points A and B on the graph, and with the help of a slope of those points, we can find out the speed of the object. Now let's see the figure. We have taken time along x-axis. As we know that being the independent quantity, time will always be taken along x-axis. And the distance covered by the object is taken along y-axis. As with the help of a graph, we can see that the body is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time. Here we have got the time interval of 5 seconds, and after each 5 seconds a body is covering a distance of 10 meters. Now consider 2 points A and B on the straight line of a graph, and from these 2 points draw perpendiculars on y-axis as well as on the x-axis. This point is known as y1 and this will be taken as y2. Similarly, on x-axis we will be having this point to be the x1, and here we will be having a x2. The formula of a slope is y2 minus y1 and divided by x2 minus x1. Here at y1 we have got E and y2 is labeled with F. Here x1 is labeled with C and x2 is labeled with D. So by using this formula, distance EF, which is y2 minus y1 divided by time CD, which is x2 minus x1, we will have 30 minus 10 divided by 15 minus 5, which is 20 meters divided by 10 seconds, and we will be having a slope or the speed of an object which is 2 meters per second, and it is also showing a uniform speed. As you can see in the figure, a car is moving with the uniform speed. It also shows that it is having 0 acceleration. Now again I'm going to explain you about another distance time graph. At this time we will discuss about the objects moving with the variable speed. As you can see in the figure, the cars are moving, and obviously they are not moving with the constant speeds, they are moving with the variable speeds. In such a situation, the graph will not be a straight line, it can be curved. And how we will find out the variable speed with the help of a graph? Let's see. When an object does not cover equal distances in equal intervals of time, then its speed is not constant. In this case, the distance time graph is not a straight line. The slope of the curve at any point can be found from the slope of tangent at that point. We have drawn tangent along the point P, and along this line we have chosen RS along y-axis and QS along x-axis. So 30 minus 0 will give you 30. As you know that the formula of the slope is y2 minus y1, or simply y over x. The values that we are taken along y-axis are 30 minus 0, and here we will say 15 minus 5, that is QS. So 30 divided by 10 seconds, 30 meters divided by 10 seconds will give you 3 meters per second. Thus, the speed of the object at P is 3 meters per second. The speed is higher at instants when the slope is greater. Speed is 0 at the instants when the slope is horizontal. Means that if we will take the slopes at different points, we will find out the variable speeds and we can deduce the results according to the slopes of the graph. Now come to the speed time graph. As we know that when we talk about graphs and the body moving in a straight line, in such a situation we will take speed and velocity to be the same. In speed time graph, time is taken along x-axis and speed is taken along y-axis. Now just like distance time graph, first of all we will discuss about the object moving with the constant speed. When the speed of the object is constant with time, then the speed time graph will be horizontal line parallel to time axis, as shown in the figure. You can see in the figure which is taken from your book, it's a speed time graph and showing the constant speed. As it is a speed time graph, the time is taken along x-axis and the values of the speed are taken along y-axis. As the speed is not changing with time, it is constant, like 4, time is changing but speed is constant. So the speed is fixed. It means that speed is not changing or the body is moving with a constant speed. The shape of such kind of a shape of a graph in the distance time showed that the object was at rest because it was not covering any distance. But in the same kind of shape of the graph when the body is moving with the constant speed, but here we have different variables here. Along x-axis we have the time, but along y-axis we have got velocity or speed, which shows that the body is in motion but its speed is not changing. In other words, a straight line parallel to time axis represents constant speed of the object. In this figure, it's an example basically. Time is changing but the body is moving with the constant speed. Displacement covers equally in equal intervals of time. Now we will discuss about another speed time graph for the object moving with uniformly changing speed. Let the speed of an object be changing uniformly. In such a case, speed is changing at constant rate. Thus, its speed time graph would be a straight line as shown in the figure 2.23. A straight line means that the object is moving with uniform acceleration. The slope of the line gives the magnitude of its acceleration. Now come to the graph of an object with uniform acceleration. Here again the time is along x-axis and changing equally. On y-axis we have got speed, which is also changing equally with equal intervals of time. So we have got a straight line. and the slope of AB will give us the value of acceleration. Here y2 is 4 and y1 is 2, x2 is 10 and x1 is 5. So we have got 2 by 5 is equals to 0.4 meter per second square. So with the help of graph, we can find out the acceleration, which is a uniform acceleration. So we can say that with the speed time graph, we can also calculate the acceleration, uniform acceleration, and with the help of, if you see this figure, this shows that different cars are moving with the variable speeds. Now I will explain you the distance traveled by the moving object. The area under a speed time graph represents the distance traveled by the object. If the motion is uniform, then the area can be calculated using appropriate formula for geometrical shape represented by the graph. For that, I will consider an example of car moves in a straight line. The speed time graph of its motion is shown in the figure. From the graph, we will find out the total distance traveled. First of all, let's discuss the motion of the car. Starting from the rest, a car is moving with the variable velocity, like velocity of a body is changing equally in equal intervals of time, or in other words, we can say that a car is moving with a uniform acceleration for 10 seconds. Then for the next 18 seconds, a car is moving with the uniform speed of 16 meter per second. Then the car starts to decelerate for next 2 seconds and it comes to the rest. So that was the motion of the car. Now how we can find out the distance traveled? For that, we need to find out the area under graph. First of all, it has got a geometrical shape, a shape of trapezium. So we will find out the area under the graph of the which is trapezium OABC. So the total distance traveled will be equal to 1 by 2 sum of parallel sides into height. So the sum of parallel sides are 30 and 18. So we will sum up the parallel sides, which are 18 seconds and 30 seconds, and the height is 16 meter per second. So by the calculation, we will get the result of 384 meters. So that is how we can find out the area under graph, and with the help of this graph, we can also explain the motion of the object. I hope that everything is clear to you, whatever I have explained you in all the slides. Thank you so much.